Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're just seeing this face of mine, my name is Amanda Okolo and I'm a lifestyle content creator here in Lagos, Nigeria. Please don't make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button and then clicking on the notification bell so that you also get a notification whenever I post or drop a new video. So in today's video, we'll be talking about the things I wish I knew before going for NYSC or before going to NYSC camp. This is a very much requested video because after I dropped my 2 NYSC videos on my channel like some months back, I got a lot of comments on them asking me some kind of questions that I feel like I have to answer them collectively. So that's why I decided to create this video to let you all know the things that you should know before going for NYSC, and also to answer those questions or those comments that I got on those videos. So yes, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, please sit back, relax and enjoy. So the very first question I got, or the very first comments that I can remember I got, was someone asked me when to resume, if they should, because you know, after your registration and everything and then call-up letter comes out, you get your resumption dates, and as far as I can remember, there are usually like 4 resumption dates, and they always follow themselves simultaneously. So let's say, for instance, during my time, there was 20th of October, 20th, 21st, 22nd, and then I think 23rd. So they shared this data among all the core members, and I myself, I was told to resume on the 22nd, which was a Friday. So talking about the date of resumption, well, it has its advantage and disadvantage. Going early has its advantage, and then it also has its disadvantage. So let's start with the advantage. What is the advantage of going early or resuming to camp early? The major advantage of resuming early is just basically the accommodation, because most times you find out that accommodations, okay, for Lagos camp in particular, they start from the very ground. They start from the ground floor to begin to allocate. So imagine you, just bear it in mind that people that come on the first day, they're mostly on the ground floor. Then when they've exhausted all the rooms on the ground floor, they then move to the second floor, the third floor. So just picture it in your head that you resume on the very last day. The possibility of you finding a space on the ground floor, it's close to 0, because almost everybody like to be on the ground floor so that you don't have to be climbing staircase. So when they come early, they give them ground floor. So the possibility of you coming on the last day of resumption and getting ground floor, it is like 0. So another thing I want to talk about is also bunk, because most of this orientation camp, including Lagos and some others I've seen on pictures or video, they have the kind of bunks, or the kind of beds they use is like bunk. You have someone up and someone down. So you know that the possibility of you getting an empty down space when you come late is like 0. I think that one is entirely 0 or impossible, because nobody will see an empty down space, I believe, and decide to stay up bunk, except for those people that, I don't know, have issues, because why would I see empty down space and want to take up? So that's one of the disadvantage of coming late to camp. It's just basically the bed space. You won't get bed space that you might like. You might not even get a bed space or a room that has a fan or a socket or all of these things. That's just the major disadvantage. Then let's talk about the advantage of coming early. So when you come early, let's talk about the disadvantage of coming early. Yes, because I've talked about the advantage of coming early. Let's talk about the disadvantage of coming early to camp. There are a lot of disadvantages, but I don't know whether the disadvantage outweighs the advantage, but it's left for you to decide. So one of the disadvantages of coming early to camp is that immediately you come to camp, like that first day, because it is the first day, of course, everywhere will be filled up. Like everywhere, I mean, in terms of registration, like the lines will be very long because it's the very first day. So everything will be I think the first day is even better compared to like the second day, the third day. But shall know that coming early, the line or everything will just, except if you want to come excessively early, like 7 a.m. on the first day or something. But first, second day is always choked up. Like people are always everywhere trying to, so the line is always terrible. The queue and all those things is always terrible. So another disadvantage of coming early is that the moment you come today, they allow you settle in and all of that. Tomorrow you're expected to start wearing your whites and coming out for parade by 6 a.m. and all of that. So the moment you're coming, the suffer is starting immediately. So imagine that I come maybe like 5 days late and you come 5 days early. Normally you're supposed to spend 21 days in camp. So 21 minus 5, that's how many? That's 16. Yes. So that means I that came 5 days late, I'm spending just 16 days of suffer. While you that came early on the first day, you're spending 21 days of suffer. I don't know if you get my point. So just it's left for you to outweigh which one you prefer to the other one. Next point I would like to talk about is photocopying so many documents. You know, when it's almost time for camp, for you to go to camp, you begin to see all these flyers or all these write-ups that says come in with like 8 copies or 10 copies each of your documents. Till this moment, I have a lot of all these photocopies in my file because it was a waste of money. And then you see some YouTube videos or you hear some stories like photocopying in camp is very expensive, blah blah blah. I don't know, but in Lagos camp, let me know. Let me just be specific in case it's not like that in other camps. In Lagos camp, I think photocopy was around the same price with normal how we photocopy outside, if I'm not mistaken. So, but the major point I'm trying to let you know is that some of those documents are a waste of time. Like, I'll try to get the exact document that you should photocopy and leave them somewhere here or here because I can't remember the exact document I used, but I'll try to check and paste them here or leave them in the description box. But shall I just know that all those photocopy 10 copies of this, it is just unnecessary. It's just a waste of money. And then in Lagos camp, photocopy was still cheap. It wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. Next point I want to talk about that almost got me, that delayed me on the very first day, was the issue of statement of results. So I attended Madonna University. People that are from that university will understand me better. So on my statement of results, the date that the statement of results was carrying was 2nd of August. 2nd of August. Wait, sorry. On my statement of results, the date that the statement of results was carrying was 2nd of August 2019. But then, you know, when you are about to go for service, your school is required to push in your details or push down your details to NYSC sites so that they can be aware that actually you've graduated. So the date on the results that my school sent to NYSC was also 2nd of August, but then they didn't add 2019. I don't know if you get my point. The date on my statement was 2nd of August 2019, and then the date on that my school sent to NYSC was just 2nd of August. There was no 2019. So because of that, they refused to allow me into camp. I started calling. They told me to call my school, send them a message that it was an error on their part. So like it was just a lot of drama. So you want to make sure that the date on your statement is also the date on NYSC site, because I actually saw the date on NYSC site, but then it didn't mean anything to me because you know, like 22nd of August is not like 2nd of August, so you won't overthink it. It was until I got to camp and they started telling me 2019 is very important that I knew that it was that important. So if you're someone that is planning to go to camp very soon, I think you should check your statement of result, check the dates on it, and also check the dates that your school has sent to the NYSC site, and make sure that there's nothing missing to avoid all those delays I had to go through on the first. The next point I want to talk about is the issue of passports. I don't know, but they didn't stress this one for me before I went to camp, because passport is very expensive. I think just one single copy of passport was like 150, and then they can't just print one for you. They have to print like 8. So you do the math and see how it is. So I'll advise you, because you need a lot of passport. Just your platoon alone is going to collect like 7 passports from you. So I feel like you should make a lot. That's even more important than all those unnecessary printer that they were printing. They were saying you should photocopy. Make a lot of passports. If you can make up to 20, make up to 20, because the places that are going to pin your passport is plenty. Your platoon will collect like how many? Bank will collect like how many? Like, you just print, make a lot of passports. If you have a lot of money, because the passport they take in camp is very ugly and then very expensive. I want you to know is about the shoe size. Like I've always said, like I said in my other vlog or my other NYSC video, get a shoe or a rubber shoe that is like 2 times bigger than your leg, because you might end up having blisters. I don't know if I can still find the picture of the blisters I had or the injuries I had from my shoe. If I can find it, I'll leave it somewhere so that you can see. But if you wear like 41, get like 43. You might not understand now. It doesn't make sense now that someone's telling you to get 2 size extra. But when you get to camp and you get to walk in that shoe under the sun or stand for how many hours, then you get to understand. But take my advice, take my sisterly advice, get a shoe that's like 2 sizes above your normal size. Next thing I wish I knew before going to camp is sunscreen. I watch a lot of videos about people buying sunscreen and all of that, but I've never really used sunscreen before, so I did not even pay attention to it. But thinking about it now, I think I should have gotten sunscreen, because the way I went to camp and the way I came out was I could see the difference in my skin color. So if you can, try to get a sunscreen, because you most of the time you'll be under the sun outside. Thing I wish I knew before I went to camp was to get buckets from home, because buckets are outrageously expensive in camp. Like the smallest bucket, like the very small bucket that people use for peeing and all of that, I think was about 1,500 or so. But bucket, I can't remember the exact price, but buckets were so expensive. Like buckets and pillow were so, I didn't even buy a pillow, because how can I buy one pillow 5,000? That's how much they were selling it. So I just left it. I made my own pillow by myself, packed my clothes into my pillowcase and tied it. And that's how I was using it. So my point is, buckets are way expensive. So if it's possible for you to get buckets before going to camp, please just try and get buckets. Or if you get to camp at the gate, I think at the gate before the entrance to camp, there are people that sell buckets outside the gate. You can just buy outside, because although that one is expensive as well, but it's not as expensive as the one you get in the Mami market in camp. So the very last thing I wish I knew, and I think I got a lot of questions about this, was the matter or the issue of PPA, place of primary assignments. A lot of people were asking me a lot of questions. How did you get posted? What did you do? Did they post you to a nice place? Do I have to be active in camp? I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Before I went to camp, I heard the gist of, oh, you have to be active, you have to be known, you have to be this, you have to be involved, so that they'll give you a good PPA. My dear brother and sister, let me still be specific with Lagos camp. The moment I get into camp, start asking people. Ask your roommates, ask this, ask that. How far? Do you know somebody that can help me? Because at that point, it's cheaper to pay for the posting. At that point, like, it's cheaper to pay somebody to run it for you. Shall I let them not come and carry me? But at that point, it's cheaper to pay someone to run it for you than anything else. All those things that they say, be active. All those people, the people I pity for past, are the people that were marching 24 hours, shouting like parade commander, shouting, pray, shout. I still heard that they send those people to some very terrible places. So my brother and my sister, if you know that you are going to camp soon, when you get to camp, start asking around. Don't do. From the very first day, start asking. Don't think that because, oh, you want to get good PPA, you go and carry flag and become flag bearer, or you be marching, or you be shouting pray, or you be doing this, or you trying to be active, my dear, or you feel like the parade commander, being a platoon commander, platoon leader, whatever. All those things are just rubbish as far as I'm concerned. Okay, if you're a medical student, like if you're a medical person like me, that I joined the medical team, all those things were just rubbish, because none of those things worked. I was in part of COVID Vanguard, like, imagine, and still all these things. So my point is, when you get to camp, hustle for yourself. Forget all these things that they are saying. Oh, if you're this, if you're active, if you're doing this, they will post it somewhere good. All those things are just story. Like, take it from me, all those things are just story. Forget about all those things. Ask people. Try to know what's up. Try to know what's going on. Don't just be because you're marching left and right, or be carrying flag and think that they post you to a good place. Ask question. Know who and who will be able to help you, so that you'll be able to get a good post or get posted to a good place. And or better still, if you have a company or somebody, or if you know someone in a company or a place that you like to work in, you can ask them to give you a reference letter or a request letter that you can actually submit to NYSC, so that they could post you to that particular place. That's also very easy. Let me go again. If you have a company or a place that you like to do your PPA, or you like to serve in, and ask them to give you a request letter bearing the letterhead of their company or whatever it is they are doing, and then addressing it to NYSC, telling them that, oh, they would like this person to come and serve in their organization. With that letter, you can actually submit it, and then you get posted to that place. But if you don't know anybody or you don't have anybody and you want to get a good place, my dear sister, you have to hustle. Start browsing online to see the places that you would like. You have to check proximity, how close is this from your apartment or the house that you plan to stay while you serve. All of these things, if there's anyone that actually catch your attention, then you begin to work towards it. Look for who and who can help you, or better still, you can reach out to the company, send them emails and say, oh, I came across your page, or I came across your company. I'm a youth corper. I would like to serve in your organization. If that is possible, can you send me a request letter so that I can submit it at the NYSC secretariat and then get posted to you? Just like that, begin to make your own inquiries. But then if you're not able to get any feedback from any company, you can just pray to your God and tell him that I'm going to work my way to this company. The only prayer is that when you get there, they shouldn't say, oh, I don't need coppers, or they don't need coppers. Apart from that, when you get to camp, put your ears on the ground, begin to ask everybody, your roommates or your bunkie, your platoon member, ask them what's up, what's going on. Don't try to say because I'm active, or because I'm doing this, or because I'm platoon leader, because I'm flag bearer, because I'm a medical team. All those things, I'm sorry, but in my time, in my camp, all those things did not work. So as you come to the end of this video, if this was something you enjoyed, please continue to share out this video to other NYSC people or other persons that will be going for their NYSC soon, so that they'll be informed about these things. Thank you, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for watching my video. God bless you.